What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I will be doing a technical analysis breakdown for ASML Holdings with the ticker symbol ASML. This was a viewer's request, and thank you for your donation. I will first be going over what I see on the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Please trade at your own risk. So let's take a look at the daily chart for ASML. Let's see what has happened. So this is a blank screen with no drawings on it, just the price action. It's basically naked. So let's go over the dominant technical pattern. Well, we did have a nice uptrend take place. Prices are making higher highs, higher lows. It made a new all-time high, or I think this was, this looks like a new all-time high back here in July of this year. So just recently at the $1,100 level. And then price has sold off pretty sharply since then. Can we find the reason why? Well, yes, we can look at a measure move target. You can see that this was one large leg right over here. If you do a clone of it, you move it up, price was finding a lot of resistance at that 973 level. And then also there was another one right here. This is all one leg right here. This is the second leg up, and this one was much more accurate. You can see that price was at the $1,060 level, measure move target, and basically just made a double top. So you can see that there was a double top at this level. You could technically, it's a triple top, but on a higher time frame, it's basically just a double top. And then price sold off sharply. So basically, there was a lot of reasons why price stalled out exactly right around this area, between the, $1,000 and $1,100 level. But that's what happened. So let's take a look at what is happening right now. Well, we saw a large sell-off. So that's what the bears made right here. And they can make a similar size leg in the future. Just like how the bulls made two legs up, the bears can make two legs down. So the target that the bears are attempting to reach is the 595 level. We do have this trend line as well in the way. So that trend line is holding, the price below the EMA and the measurement target. So there's a good chance that price can continue to trend down lower towards that 595 level. Is it guaranteed? No, it's not. Why? Because you have to also look at the bullish side of the picture or the story. And you can draw a trend line across the price action, and you see that price is still being supported by this trend line. So we're going to see who wins. Basically, is it the bulls or the bears? Are the bulls going to be able to push through this downward trend line and then take the price back up to all-time highs, or are they just going to get stopped out by this downward trend line and that bearish momentum? So as of right now, the bullish momentum is stronger. That's why the price is bouncing out the trend line. It might go up to fill in the gap, maybe at the 847 level. If it finds resistance at this trend line, we'll probably see price come back to the trend line. And if that time doesn't hold, we're going to probably see price break all the way towards the $600 level. So it just depends on what we do, right? It's not guaranteed we get here, but it becomes very likely if price breaks that trend line, this upward trend line right over here. But since it's holding, it could, break this downward trend line right over here. So it's just based on how the momentum is going. Basically, the momentum right now, it looks pretty bullish. Let's see if it can maintain itself. We have to keep an eye on it, right? So if the momentum goes up, maybe it finds a little bit of resistance, it sells off just a little bit and then continues. Okay, well, I don't think we're going to go lower. It's unlikely for price to get lower. It still can, but it's very unlikely. If price comes up to the trend line, gets rejected pretty hard, and the fall is pretty sharp, well, it can break that upward trend line and then probably reach the target that is in mind. So as right now, I'd be expecting price to fail, actually, because, we did reach those measure move targets. And we saw a large drop. A lot of times you can see further correction to the downside. That's all I have. And we also are above this level right here. So this was the prior breakout level at the 757 level, or 753. So you see this horizontal level was prior resistance. So resistance over here, resistance, price broke above it, and now it came back to test it for support. So there's two supports, the trend line and the horizontal level as well. So that could change things. But there is that downward momentum in play based on the trend line and the measuring target in play. So we'll see what happens. If I were to say what can occur most likely from just on the data right now, most likely we will see a bounce up, probably back to 846, maybe a little bit higher, maybe 866, but then we'll probably see price break down lower. But again, it can change. If we break that trend line, well, we might see price continue moving up higher, something like that. It might still drop, but the drop might not be as sharp as if it stayed below the trend line, and then it can just rally. So that's all I have for ASML. You have to look at it in a different perspective, because this is not a consistent uptrend as right now. This is a uptrend with a large drop, and we'll see if the trend can resume or the large drop will lead to further downside. Take a look at the weekly chart. Weekly chart shows that price is holding that trend line nicely, is holding that horizontal level nicely, but at the same time, price did reach this measure move target. So you see that price did reach the target. Let's take a look at a measure move target. There's one leg up right here. Clone this. Let's go and move this arrow. Second leg up. So price reached this target and we saw a large drop. Normally you'll see another large drop. So again, I wouldn't say the bulls are out of the woods yet. We'll see what happens over here. But either way, there's still another possibility to see a large drop in the future towards that $600 level. So that's all that for ASML and daily weekly charts. Just to summarize, I would say it's short-term bullish, but we'll see if that short-term bullish momentum can turn into something longer term, or that short-term bullish momentum will die out at the trend line and then turn back into this downward momentum towards that $600 level. So we'll see what happens. You just have to monitor it at the certain levels, see what type of reactions you get, and go from there. So all I have for ASML on the daily and weekly charts. This is Vee Trades, and thank you for your time.